Um, just discussing a couple of the courses, well, all of the courses that I've done. Um, Talking about the UEFA B, so the English FA Level 3. I took that in 2011. No, was it 2011? I think it was 2010 I took that. That was a really, really difficult course to take. The entry at that level that's when the professional players then join in the coaching courses. So at the time, the professional player wouldn't need to take the English FA Level 2. So on our course, we had two professional players, one who played for Southampton and another who played for Burnley. And they were really well recognised players. So after getting over the fact that you're starstruck, the course itself, again, I was the only female on the course out of maybe 24, 25 guys, and it's not an issue. It's never an issue until it becomes obvious that I'm being treated differently because I'm female, but in my own head, you also need to just kind of get over it and get on with the football side. And the guys on the course are usually very, very good. Like you're just a normal coach, and that's all you are really, just a coach. Unless you're rubbish. I'm kidding. So the course was over several months, I think. So we had 2 days here and a couple of days there, from what I can remember. Very technical, difficult for me. Again, we watched a lot of practice sessions, which is essential when you're trying to understand the progression from one coaching style to the next. It's essential to see examples of that coaching style that you're trying to sort of attain for yourself. If you don't know that the speed of a game will affect what you see and will affect your coaching points and your interventions, and then affect the whole setup of the session, it does really put you at a disadvantage. So you need to see sessions and then obviously get to practice them yourself in order to benefit from that style of coaching that you're now learning, because there are so many different styles. The UEFA B differed from what I was taught in the FA Level 2, because you're looking at units. You're not so concerned with individual technical issues or technical development. You're looking now at how the unit develops, and then how that affects a wider game. But the main focus from when I did the course was working on the units, so working on transitional periods from when we defend to when we attack to when we gain possession, and when we want players to move into certain areas to retain possession. You did feel the step up, you really did, because having to manage more players, which I wasn't used to with the Level 2. You're looking at maybe having to manage 16 players, whereas with the Level 2 you're looking at managing 2 players, working on technical things, and then maybe managing 8 players working on a small-sided game. So the setup for the UEFA B is these functional practice, which is taking parts of the field and selection of players who would operate in those parts. You can cut parts off, you can narrow parts, so you're looking at really isolating people and working on them in that transitional part of the field. Usually you can look at just the centre backs and how they operate against 3 or 2 attackers. You can work with the centre backs and the goalkeeper. You can work with the left back and the left midfielder on how they operate against a 3v2 or a 4v2. It's very, very flexible. Then you've got the phase of play, which is taking 1/3 of the pitch and then half of another third, which allows you to demonstrate the transitional period. So going from the defending final third to maybe the defending middle third. It's more widely used because especially it's the clearer picture of part of the game that we see more often, and we recognise the transitions between that third to that third. Very good, very enjoyable, very difficult. I found it difficult retaining numbers, understanding the importance of a good setup, setting up your session well, the space, being open-minded to change it if it's not working, the right amount of people in the right space. Very, very hard. And when I was told that I passed, again, I was one of maybe 8 people out of the 20 who passed, and I remember crying my eyes out. And I think the assessor thought I was a bit mad, a bit unstable. Should I have passed her? She seems mad. But it was that important to me. Very important and very, very difficult. That's just the beginning. Having that qualification, it's just the beginning of your learning in terms of how you coach in that qualification. So it's not finished. And even 2-3 years after having that qualification, I'm still trying to understand it. I'm still trying to understand that expectation and how to meet it. So very enjoyable. But to use that qualification, you generally do need to have space with your players. So working in small areas, it won't always allow you to use that particular experience that you've gained through your course. So it's important that you have a third of a pitch, 2/3 to work in, at least.